Hello and welcome to the Solutions in Transport Generic TGS program instruction video number 1, an introduction to the program. I'm Dan Sullivan. In this video I'm going to take you through some of the program basics, logging in and generating a TGS diagram. To access the program, we first navigate to the solutionsintransport.com.au website. I then click on Generic TGS at the top of the page and then Generics. This then takes you to a page where there's a range of further details about the program and where the further information, FAQs and access to other videos is available. In this video I'm going to go straight to the program. So let me click on the TGS Generator login button, which will now take me to the TGS Generator program website. At the bottom of this first page there are some basic instructions for use of the program and the 4 steps that we need to go through to generate a TGS diagram. In step 1 we need the details of the person undertaking the TGS selection. In step 2 the program needs some basic work details including the location of the works, the work order number, and then there's some general questions about the site to start the process of generating a TGS. In step 3, the user is presented with the available works options. Users are expected to be familiar with these different temporary traffic management options. Those that the user considers suitable based on step 2 are presented for the user to select from. In step 4, the program then goes into details of building the TGS, and in particular adding intersection treatments on the approaches to the work site, within the works in some cases, and on the departure side of the work sites. So first, let me log in. I'm going to enter the email address for my username and my password. And then click on login. I'm now taken to step 1. And first of all, you can see that it has automatically filled in my details, including my name and my traffic management qualification. This will be the traffic management implement or traffic management design qualification that is registered with you as a subscribed user. I need to confirm now that I am the actual person listed. This is a requirement of the process that only qualified people can actually undertake the TGS selection. So I'll tick that box and then I can go to the next page for step 2 with site details. I'm now on step 2. And what I need to do first is enter the site location details. And I'll just put in some information here. I'll click on there and you can see that there's some previously used entries available, but I'm going to put in the new ones. I'm going to locate this site in Toowong. I'm going to enter Sherwood Road. And then in this last box, I can put in any relevant location details, such as an intersecting street, if it's near an intersection, a property number, or a chainage. Any of these fields that identifies where your site is. I'm going to enter property number 29 in this particular case. The next thing I'm required to enter is the road number field. This field is configured based on your individual organisational requirements, whether it's a work order number, site number, road number, or whatever it might be. For the particular client that I've set up this subscription for, they have road numbers ranging from 1 to 10,000. So I'm going to enter site number 500 in this case. We then move to some of the basic questions around the actual features of the site. And these are all just clicking on buttons. So first of all, I'll select the speed limit for the road. In this example, I will set the speed limit at 60 kilometres per hour. I then select whether it's a 2-lane, 2-way road without a median, or a 2-lane, 2-way road with a median, or a multi-lane road without a median or with a median. Or lastly, if it's working on islands at intersections and roundabouts. For this example, I'm going to use a 2-lane, 2-way road without a median. Next, I need to pick where the works crew will actually be working. Is it in the lane? Is it on the shoulder? Or is it on the verge? In this example, I'm going to have workers at the side of the road and on the pavement working at a drainage pit. I'm therefore going to say that I'm working in the shoulder as there are a number of parking bays along the road, and I'm going to be working in the shoulder without affecting traffic on the lane. Next, I need to know whether the works are being undertaken using large plant only or if there are workers on foot. And I'm going to select workers on foot. We're then presented with some questions which decide whether the short-term low-impact treatments can be used. The main question for all of this is, will I be finished in a single shift? Yes or no? In this example, the works will be finished in a single shift, so I'll pick yes. It's going to be a short job. Lastly, evaluating the short-term options. Is it a single site on the road, or do I have multiple sites, similar sites along the road for which I'd use frequently changing work areas? The similar sites is typically used for working on successive drainage pits, guideposts, culverts, or something similar. In this case, I'm going to pick that it's a single site. So we'll click that. And we're now ready to move to step 3. You can see now that I'm at step 3 at the top of the screen, and the program presents to you all the answers that you've given to the step 2 questions. This is an opportunity to check those answers and decide if they are right, or do I need to go back and change any of them. So I'm happy with these. We're now presented with the number of temporary traffic management options. These are just the options that are suitable based on the questions presented previously. Firstly, in Austroad's Guide to Temporary Traffic Management Part 5, in Section 5.1 for works on shoulders, medians, verges and footpaths with workers on foot. In Queensland only, we have another option in the Queensland Guide Part 5, Clause 5.4, for short-term work near traffic. Or I can set up a static work site. In this particular case, I'm going to go straight to a static work site. I've decided that there's a lot of risks at the site and I'm not comfortable with the short-term treatments, as there's a lot of traffic, including buses, commercial traffic and so forth, all in the same area. So let's set up a static work site and I'll select that option. I'm now at step 4 on building my TGS. So first of all, I need to select how close will my workers be to traffic. Because they're working on the shoulder, I'll either be within 1.2 metres or between 1.2 and 3 metres of the traffic lane. I'm going to say that they're going to actually work pretty close to traffic, so within 1.2 metres. I then need to know, is there an intersection on the approach within 125 metres of the end of the work site? This figure of 125 metres has been determined based on the speed of the road, which was 60 kilometres per hour, and based on working within 1.2 metres of traffic. The program now knows all the signs needed on the approach for this particular site. I'm going to say that there is no intersection on the approach within 125 metres. On the departure side, is there an intersection within 110 metres? And I'm going to select yes, that there's a 4-way intersection within 110 metres of the work site. I then need to choose exactly how far it is between the work site and the intersection. Is it between 0 and 20 metres, between 20 and 65, or between 65 and 110? For this case, let's pick between 20 and 65. The button at the bottom right to generate the TGS has now become active. It's turned from red to blue and I can now generate my diagram. So let's click on that. It now takes a few seconds and it starts building the diagram from the library of images contained within the program. What you can see on this diagram is that it's a static worksite for workers on the shoulder, with the speed limit reduced from 60 to 40 kilometres per hour. All the signs shown on the approach, and all the signs shown on the departure, including the signs that are required at the intersection that was within the defined distance on the departure side of the works. At the bottom of the TGS, it captures my details. This one looks a little bit odd as it presents my details twice. Firstly, the TGS defines the designer of the program, and as I am the TMD who's designed every TGS, my details will be on there. It next tells you that I've selected the diagram as I was the one who logged into the program. And lastly, as the subscriber, it will include the details of my organisation, in this case the road number, but could be the work order number, a site number, and so forth. It tells you that the TGS was generated using version 3.1 of the program on the 6th of July 2023 at 16:41. So you know exactly when this TGS was generated. On page 2 of the TGS, there's a series of notes presented. First of all, capturing the answers to all the relevant questions that we asked on the way through. This is an important record-keeping element and shows how you arrived at the TGS selected. There are a number of notes, and I won't go through them in detail, but includes the need for a suitability check, which is an important step in turning a generic TGS into a site-suitable TGS. The risk assessment that needs to be undertaken at every site. A pre-start meeting requirements and some design notes. In particular, one of the most important design notes that you can see is that it has been prepared in accordance with the March 2023 publication of Queensland Transport and Main Roads Standards and Guidelines for Use in Queensland. Moving on, there are further notes for TGS selection, implementation, TGS operation, removal, and record keeping. So that is the Solutions in Transport Generic TGS Generator. For more information on this and for further videos, please visit the Solutions in Transport website at solutionsintransport.com.au. You can email me at the address shown, or you can visit my LinkedIn page. Thank you for watching.